Hello, all you lovely souls. I am back today to do another tarot reading. This time, the topic is, what does the Divine Masculine need you to know right now? So, let's get to it. Oh, these cards don't want to... Weird. I feel like shaky right now. Very interesting energy coming up. Wow, I can't believe that January is almost over. Okay. Spirit, what is the Divine Masculine? Not dream of Divine Feminine to know. What does the Divine Feminine need to know right now about this divine? Oh, okay, so 4 of Cups. Dealing with some, I don't know, I'm getting like the feeling of a lot of anxiety going on. Knight of Coins. Divine Masculine Collective is definitely taking time. But sometimes, I don't know, like the Knight of Coins or like the Knight of Pentacles really okay, and then the Magician. So we got 4 Cups, Knight of Coins, and the Magician. They're all upright, so these are energies that are active right now. Every time. Okay, so 4 of Cups is clarified by Queen of Coins. Alrighty, we got lots of Taurus energy and Earth energy. So, like, this is all about, like, finances and practicality. Oh, Knight of Coins is clarified by 7 of Swords. And the Magician. Can we get a clarifier for Magician, please? Oh, we've got 3 clarified. Oh. And the back of the deck is actually 8 of Swords in reverse. So what's clarifying for the Magician is the Queen of Wands upright, Queen of Swords in reverse, and Death. Wow, a lot is happening with the Divine Masculine right now. And this is due to being, they're just like really not in a place of happiness. And that's the energy that I'm getting is like, they're just like really like, they're shaky, they're anxious, they're feeling depressed. They're releasing some really hard feelings right now, but they're getting through it. Like they're trucking forward. They're taking one step in front of the other, which is great. Okay. Now we're gonna get some oracle cards from Work Your Light oracle card. This is by Rebecca Campbell. I don't know if you have this deck, but it's very beautiful. And oh, that's so funny because I was going to say it's a very grounding oracle deck. And the card that came out was Get Grounded. Empaths, highly sensitive, connect with nature. And every time I see this card, it looks like a Divine Masculine meditating. So I feel like our Divine Masculine is leveling up. Can I get another card, Spirit? Oh. Play. Have fun. Celebrate. Don't be so serious. Okay. also am getting okay, so I'm getting like two messages. The Divine Masculine is like leveling up and like having a lot of realizations and like working on themselves, but they're also indulging in alcohol or like some sort of like numbing out substance. But you know what, like the other reason why I think like it's alcohol is because I'm so drawn to like it's a girl in a martini cup in this card that I just pulled, and but she doesn't look happy. So yeah, I think that like the Divine Masculine collective that I'm picking up on is at this moment using substance to get through like whatever emotions that are coming up for them right now. But like it's like a back and forth cycle, which makes sense because we have the Death card, and that's all about like endings and like ego. Like whenever I see the Death card, it just reminds me of an ego death. And ego deaths, they aren't a straight line. They're like a spiral. And they're usually pretty chaotic. Okay, and I'm also going to pull some oracle cards from Dark Mirror. This is by Laura Saba. I love this deck because it really can show you like the dark side of someone's emotions and like what the blocks that they're working for. Addicted, number 11. Blinded to pain, number 13. Oh, and then this one's also important. Fragmentation. So what else, Spirit? I'm going to pull some surrender cards. Power of Surrender. That's by Judith Orloff. Yeah, so like I just got a confirmation, like it literally just popped out, like it wanted to pop out so much. Surrender your ego. And I really do believe that the Divine Masculine Collective is having an ego death right now. And then the next card is surrender your need to always be right. Okay. All right, and then I'm just going to pull I think I'll pull from one more oracle deck. Okay. Spirit, what does the Divine Masculine need you to know right now? Or not you, not Spirit, but what does Divine Masculine need his Divine Feminine to know right now? Being gentle with myself. Oh, that's pretty. And one more. Oh, Spirit wants to do it too. Change is good. And I am blooming. Oh, interesting. The two cards that came out, one is 30 and one is 3. So 33 comes to mind. I love that the card that I just pulled, it's got a rainbow on it, and it's like I'm full of authenticity because I bloom exactly the way I was always meant to. That's very beautiful. And then we got a bonus card. I am worthy. Okay. This is a juicy. So let's start with the tarot. So I just wanted to, before I start the reading, the back of the deck is the Sun in reverse, but a special card popped out, which is the Eight of Swords in reverse. And whenever I see the Eight of Swords in reverse, I always think of like a big breakthrough spiritually. And it's kind of like seeing like the light at the end of the tunnel, or having an aha moment. And I think the Divine Masculine Collective is in the middle of this big breakthrough, and some of them might have already had it. But yeah, it's like really, the energy that I'm getting from it is like, it's a really good thing. It's a positive movement forward in the Divine Masculine's life. So that is great. Yeah, so like I'm still feeling like that shaky, anxious energy. And like what I think that is that the Divine Masculine is kind of doing what needs to be done, but in this process is releasing a lot of painful emotions like anxiety and depression. And I think that because these emotions are so intense, they are indulging in alcohol or maybe weed, or sorry, I didn't mean to say weed, but like, you know, it could be something like that kind of substance. It's definitely some kind of substance that you can ingest is what Spirit's saying. So what we have here is we have the Four of Cups clarified by the Queen of Coins. And like usually when I see the Four of Cups, I think about like depression, and I do kind of like get that energy. But what I'm really getting, because I'm drawn to this bird, because like the Four of Cups, like traditionally, it's the person can only see 3 cups, but they can't see the 4th one because they're so like in their own head and their negative limiting beliefs. But I'm really drawn to this one, and the cup has a bird on it, and like it's like speaking to the person in the picture. And I think that the Divine Masculine is definitely like moving through these painful feelings, but it's like Spirit's only telling you that they're just moving through these feelings, but they're like still getting what they need to get done. And the reason why they are getting what they want done is because they want abundance. Like they want a happy life. Like they want to be able to stand tall and look themselves in the mirror. And yeah, like they're really choosing to look forward and like not be so in their head as much. They're very determined right now. Like there is a very determined energy, and it is like kind of like that energy of like, I'm just gonna do this. Like I'm gonna keep going because like I don't want the alternative. Like it looks like the Divine Masculine Collective has learned a lesson, and they are trying to make correction from that lesson. And then we have the Knight of Coins clarified by the Seven of Swords. So I think that this is like slow and steady wins the race. And I think the Divine Masculine is making small changes. Well, not small changes, but like they're slowly making small changes, but it's not like in a slow pace. It's just like they're very fragile right now, and they don't really trust themselves, and they're really aware of their old patterns, and so like they're just really trying to change, but they're really worried that they're going to self-sabotage and create chaos for themselves So they're almost like, Spirit's kind of giving me like when someone like goes to a treatment center for rehab or something like that, and they come back and like, you know, they really want to stay on track, but you know, there's always that like temptation and possibility of relapsing. And I think the Divine Masculine Collective that I'm picking up on, there's something that they like continuously do. It's something about like their decisions. So like they're trying to make a new choice here, but like they're very like hesitant and cautious because they're just like, they don't want to fail themselves, and they don't want to be, they're kind of afraid of failure. But like when I look at this card, the Knight of Coins, which is the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like they're like holding a wand. And it's kind of interesting because the next card after it is the Magician. So like, I do believe that this Divine Masculine Collective is like, they're walking their path, they're doing what they need to do, but they're doing it very slowly. And they're very unsure of themselves because they don't really believe in their divinity. And they're just like cautious of their own demons. And they're kind of like, they're very aware of like they're impulsive. And so like what Spirit's giving me is like, you know, the vision of Adam and Eve, and when Adam, you know, takes the apple, and like the Divine Masculine always seems to take the apple when they don't really always want to. So they're very hesitant and cautious, but they are making changes for themselves. So that's beautiful. And then we have the Magician, which is the best card ever. It's number 1. Oh, the numbers we have here. 7. Actually, we have quite a few major arcanas. We have Death and the Magician and the Sun. So like lots of big things are happening with your Divine Masculine because they are just so tired of being unhappy. And like they spent so much time in a dark hole, like with inside their mind, and they're just sick of it. Okay, so we have the Magician, clarified by the Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords in reverse, and Death. So yeah, like I'm really getting that like there has been like a breakthrough, and a core choice has been made, and like this is really great, and it is causing like an ego death, and like it's also causing like a destruction. Okay, so it's like causing like inner upheaval, and the Divine Masculine doesn't really know which way to go, which way's up, which way's down, but they are listening to their intuition, and they're aware of like what they do want in life, like what is their ideal, but they're just in like a very fragile state, and they're not very like stable in their decision. And it's not that they like would go back, but like they do still like have a lot of fearful thoughts and ego like coming at them, but like I do believe, because we have the Queen of Coins and we have the Queen of Wands, and I think, and we have the Queen of Swords in reverse, and the Queen of the Queen of Swords in upright is very like for me, she's very cutthroat, and like she kind of like, she does take time to get clarity, but she kind of also has like this wall of like disillusionment, sorry guys, I suck at pronouncing. Oh no, I don't suck, it's just not my strong suit, but I love myself. They have a wall of disillusion, of like they're always right, and actually I have a card here, an oracle card saying surrender your need to always be right. And I think that like that's part of what their ego death is like they're really learning that like they're not always right in a situation, and that like what they think is the truth might not actually be the truth, and it's actually like old patterns of ego and fear playing in their mind. And I'm really drawn to the Queen of Wands and on the set underneath the Magician. And it's like, that's like their vision right now. Like, that's what they want to be. They want to be the Queen of Wands. They want to be successful. They want to be happy. They want to be empowered. Like, I keep hearing empowerment. So right now the Divine Masculine is definitely like working on taking their power back. And that is beautiful. The Death card, it's interesting because like Spirit's saying that like this is like a very like big like ego death and upheaval, but the way that the Divine Masculine is handling it is that it's like making these very strategic, practical changes and plans. So they're very much like in the planning mode, whereas the last reading I did, we had a card in reverse that was planning and action. So right now the Divine Masculine has like had a breakthrough and like has released some of these big blocks. And Spirit just wants me to look at this card. It's the World in reverse, and it's like this is just like the Divine Masculine like being like, I don't want to keep repeating this cycle, so I am going to start doing what I need to do to make these changes, but I'm very hesitant and I'm shaky and I don't know what I'm doing, and like I'm a mess is what the Divine Masculine is kind of trying to get across. So then we have get grounded and play. Like I feel like that's like again that energy of like back and forth. They're trying to work on themselves, but like they are still going back into old patterns of like indulging in substance and things that like don't necessarily serve them. And that is confirmed with the Dark Mirror card of addicted and blinded to pain. So like Spirit's saying that there is like a light being like shined for the Divine Masculine Collective from Spirit, and like they are hearing a small voice inside their heart and they are following that small voice, but things are still very foggy. And they're still really learning on how to use discernment and how to trust their heart. So things aren't very clear, and they're still really learning like what their path is. But like what's really important is that like you have to let your Divine Masculine go through these lessons, because like if somebody is like enabled or like you keep telling them like what they need to do or what you think they need to do, they're not learning their lessons themselves. The quote, actually something that I always used to say was I need to learn my own lessons or I won't actually learn it. And I'm getting that same message from Spirit about what the Divine Masculine is going through. And like it's something that they have to go through on their own, and you can just have like faith and like have comfort in the fact that like your Divine Masculine is like on the way of being a Divine Masculine. And that can be a long road sometimes, because it's a spiritual journey and it's so intimate and personal, and handling your demons and like actually like facing them, that is not easy. That is something that like it took me a very long time. And like, I'm still learning how not to attach to my upsets and to my feelings. But, you know, most people don't like to feel feelings that make them feel like sad or anxious or unwanted or abandoned. And like, we like to stick our head in the sand. But I feel like the Divine Masculine Collective realizes like that they can't do that if they want to change. But at the same time, like, they're not handling their feelings very well. So like, they are indulging in substance kind of to take the edge off. But like, it's weird because like, they do know that like they're going through like an ego death, or like they know that they're like going through like a transformation, which is so weird because we have a card here called fragmentation, and it's a stone, it's a lady made of stone, and she's got glass wings, and it reminds me of like a butterfly or a moth. And there's a moon above her head, but it's an upside down moon. So yeah, it's kind of like the Divine Masculine has been getting a lot of downloads and has been getting a lot of clear intuition from their higher self. And so like, they know what they need to be doing, but it's very painful, and they're not having a very good time, and they're feeling very shaky and like hesitant about it. But it's like, they know it's like what they need to do. And yeah, like, they just like have like had like a hit of intuition that like they are in a transformation, and like this is kind of how you improve yourself. Like, if you need to sit with it, like, you need to feel your feelings and like work through them instead of like stuffing them down if you want to get through it. And 2 + 7 is 9, and I think that that's like really important to speak about, because 9 is all about like ending cycles. And then the other card is 13, and 13 is actually the death card in tarot, and we have the death card here. So wow, yeah, like this is very personal between spirit and the Divine Masculine, and it's huge. It's a big thing, but it's also very scary, and it's very new territory for the Divine Masculine. And then we have, again, surrender your ego, cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. Yeah, like, I just think that like the Divine Masculine is having an ego death, but they're like, it's a willingly, yeah, like, I feel like they're willingly going through it, because they need to like clear a pattern. They need to, I think they're like, they've been like staring at this same issue or problem, and like they've been very aware of it, but they've just been staring at it. But now they're like, no, I'm gonna dig into that dirt, and I'm gonna grab that and root it out, because I'm done with it. So then we have I am worthy, and that says, I deserve more than just a comfortable and easy life. I am worthy of so much more. 12, being gentle with myself. I am gentle with myself and make happiness in my life a priority. And then the next one is change is good. I am strong enough to give up bad habits. Change is good, and I have this. And then the last card is I am blooming. I am full of authenticity because I bloom exactly the way I was always meant to. So the one thing I love about these cards is they're all very bright and vibrant, like all the colors of the rainbow. And I feel like there has been a spark inside the divine masculine that they really want to like bring happiness to themselves and learn how to love themselves. And it's like bubbling up to the surface, and like they're very aware of this, that they like want this change, whereas before it was kind of like they didn't want it, and they were very much trying to avoid it. But something like has shifted internally in a very grand way, and like they've had like a complete change of heart. It's beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to do messages from the divine masculine. I don't know if you guys do that, like when you're doing something you start humming. I sure do. So does my divine masculine. It's funny. All right. We have self-indulgence, focus on self, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. Wow, this is just like confirmation from the whole reading. Karmic relationship, fleeting, triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go and loving you. Clock, need time, takes time, in time, cycles, time to heal, progress. Yeah, wow. Oh, and kisses, unconditionally loving, giving, receiving, affection, falling in love. So, the message from the divine masculine, your divine masculine, is saying, hey, I'm healing. Like, I'm doing it. I'm doing the damn thing. And like, I have to use all of my energy for this. And it's going to take time. And please give me this time. Just remember that like separation is an illusion. And this is like for the good. Like what you're going to see from me will make everything worth it. And you will see like a brand new me. And you deserve that. And yeah, just like I'm letting go of these cycles that I used to hold on to, but now I'm letting them go. I think this is like a willing thing. And like before I was, begrudgingly like changing, but now it's something that I kind of just like want to do for myself. And I really want to learn how to love myself. And I know that I can only do that by facing my shadows and like focusing on myself. The one word that's like really coming at me is resentment. And I think that is like talking about how like when the divine masculine of this collective is triggered, they automatically like go into anger and like projection and resentment. But they're kind of aware that they're only being reminded of themselves, and it's like a protection mechanism. And yeah, like Spirit's saying that like this is a really good thing, and like just trust and surrender and really hold immense faith, because this is a good thing, and you don't want to keep going in cycles and circles, and either does your divine masculine. It's time for some real personal self-growth. And I don't know how old like your divine masculine is, but I'm kind of getting like the message that I'm too old to keep making the same mistake. So I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. I'm getting called to just pull some more. So what else does the divine masculine want the divine feminine to know? Ooh. That's too many. The Hanged Man. Yeah, that's very obvious. The Emperor in reverse. One more, Spirit. Oh. The Moon, 5 of Coins in reverse, and the Star. Yeah, so like, it's just, the divine masculine does not feel like they are in any emperor energy. And they want to be. And they're really trying to come at themselves and like this situation without their ego. It's almost like they're trying to go easy on themselves and be like that like mother that they felt that they never really had. And they're just like, they're in hangman energy, and that is really about reflection. And wow, I heard the word spiritual enlightenment, and I really see that in this card, because this card is, I think it's supposed to be Sleeping Beauty, and she's really peaceful, like her face, she's smiling, and like she's not having a bad time, but she's like hanging upside down from the I think it's a rose bush. And yeah, like it's spiritual enlightenment. Like the divine masculine is going through a period of spiritual enlightenment that like is like long overdue. And like they're releasing a lot of fears, and they're being hopeful, but they're also very much in their insecurities. And yeah, just like hold space for them. And like if you do speak with your divine masculine, just be gentle and be compassionate, and also just be like really, yeah, just like don't give them any attitude, and don't like try to like pick at them, or like squeeze them like a lemon. Their resources are all being used for their healing and for what's going on in their subconscious and in their heart. But yeah, like the energy that they're in is very much the hangman, and so they're very much inwards right now, and like on autopilot in like the 3D world. But there's a lot going on inside them. There's a lot going on behind the scenes within them. Yeah. Well, that reading feels complete. Wow, like I just like want to be like, really great healing, divine masculine. Like this is very impressive, and this is really great. And this is going to create such change, such positive change and transformation. And Spirit's saying that like the divine masculine that you once knew, like they'll still be them, but like they'll be quite refined and like sharpened. And what that means is like they'll be more of their divine self, and like less of and honestly I heard insecurities and ego, and what that means is just like they'll feel less triggered and less in like conditioning and patterns, because like they're actually going through a cycle of like this learning for themselves. And there's one thing when someone can tell you, oh, you're going through the dark night of the soul and this is what's happening, but it's another thing when like you're actually like realizing like what you're going through and what's actually happening with you. And then like the Divine Masculine Collective is really getting that clarity, or they have gotten that clarity. And maybe that's like where they're pushed to really self-improve and transform has come from. Yeah, it's beautiful. I hope you guys liked this reading. Let me know if you have any suggestions for my next reading. Okay, guys, have a good day. Bye-bye.